Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about family planning, our childhoods, and what it was like growing up in a big family versus a small family. I grew up in a family of 9 and Clayton grew up in a family of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a big difference there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say 9 and 4, I mean 9 kids and 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's not including the parents. So technically my family was a family of 11 and yours was a family of 6.
Yeah.
So anyways, we just thought it'd be fun to like get on here, have a little conversation about like the logistics of all that, and also just kind of talk about like our future plans for our family. We've been talking about that a little more lately because we are about to hopefully have our own home soon, sometime this year. We're going to be stopping renting and hopefully having our own home. So we've just been talking a lot more about like family and like when we want to start having kids and like how many kids we want to have and all that. Which we've talked about it past, obviously, like when we were dating. And when we were dating, that was one of the only things that we didn't agree on.
Yeah.
How many kids did you say you wanted to have?
I wanted like 4 or 5. I thought that was like a solid number. I was like, that's a lot to handle. You know, you're going to like different sports all the time. It'll be good. Like you have them pretty semi close, you know, get them all out there. And then by the time for retirement, they're out of the house doing their thing. And then it's back to mom and I.
Basically like your family. But
yeah.
But the crazy thing is your little brother still lives at home and your dad's already retired.
Well, see, like,
so you'd have to have them like really close together.
Yeah, my family had all of us 8 years apart. All the boys 8 years apart, and then my sister and my older brother are pretty close.
Yeah.
So like that seems like way too long in between children.
Yeah, which I guess you can't really plan it. So when I say family planning, that's quote unquote quotation marks.
Yeah, you can have like a date you shoot for, but it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah. Which has been kind of tricky because we've been talking about it and we're like, well, like what if we started trying for kids, but then like what happens if you literally like get pregnant like the first time?
Yeah.
But then you don't know, like what if you don't get pregnant for like years? Like you never really know what could happen. So it is kind of difficult. You do just kind of have to trust God, I guess, in that area.
Yeah.
Which can be hard to kind of like give up the control over that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back to the dating part of it. I wanted 12 kids.
Yeah.
He wanted like 4. And
4 or 5.
We went back and forth on it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally just decided we were both open to revisiting it later on. Like we were still okay with getting married, even though we weren't on like the exact same page with that, just because we both wanted kids.
Yeah.
We knew that. And we were both flexible with like, we didn't really know how we're going to feel in the future about kids. So
yeah,
we're flexible to like, I might not want to have 12, which I don't even have kids yet. And I have already decided I do not want to have 12.
I knew that was going to change pretty quickly. Once you started hearing other people having babies around us, I was like, okay, I think she's starting to get her mind changed a little bit.
No, really. I feel like it was just me thinking about actually having a kid, like giving birth to a kid. 9 months pregnant. And then your body has to heal after that. Like that's a huge commitment, which I love big families. Like that's why I wanted one. I think it's great. But I just don't know if I could do it like that many times.
Yeah, shouts outs to the women that did that. Just saying, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She literally had 9 of us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of another reason why I do see why people just like have kids and they don't try to control it. I mean, because for me, it is hard to like sit here and think like, okay, well, if we limit ourselves to only having like 4 kids or whatever, you know, like it's just weird coming from a big family because I'm like,
there could be that many more of us.
Like it would feel like you don't know who's missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like afraid of. Which in my family, it's kind of crazy. My parents actually had their first 3 kids, decided they were done. My dad had surgery. And then I think like 8 years later, he decided to have a reversal. And I was the first kid after that.
Yeah.
And then they had 5 more after me. So that's just crazy to me. And like I've talked to my mom about it. And it's just crazy to us. Like imagining
Y'all
the
not here.
yeah, like the family with just the 3 oldest kids. Like my mom was like, my life would look so different
Yeah.
because like she would have had all of her kids moved out like 7 years ago,
Yeah.
and she still has it like younger
A
kids in
whole new round of them.
in the house. So anyways, that's just crazy, and it kind of makes it harder for me. I feel like that's why I kind of had like a big family
Idea.
mindset. Is just like when you come from a big family, it's just like hard to think like of like those people not being
as not
being there, which is not the same people, but you just could think like you know what I'm saying?
You're still missing that amount or
Yeah.
whatever. There could be that much more, or that could be more. You don't know what you're missing.
Just looking at my family, I'm like, I can't imagine my life without any of my siblings. So I don't know. It's just sad to like think you never know like what you're like missing out on. I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyways, family planning is just a whole thing. It's been kind of like hard. I feel like we're constantly going back and forth with what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like one minute we're like, yeah, okay, like maybe we should start trying to have kids, and then like the next minute we're like, maybe we should wait a little bit.
Yeah.
We're just really indecisive.
Well, so where we're renting is rather small, and my big thing is I want it to, obviously the kid's probably not going to remember where it lives for the first maybe year or two. But
that's the point I kept bringing up.
I want to give it a place to be familiar. Like, we're going to be moving into a new place. If we had one now,
you want them to be like in there forever.
Yeah, that's their home or
at least for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time for them to grow up and be familiar with that area or whatever.
Home.
Yeah, because that's always special to me. I never moved when I lived at my house. Like, that was our forever house, and that was really special because like I remember so many different things that was a part of that house, the changes that went into the house, all the different things that are part of it. That is special. That does make it special.
To like grow up in your childhood home and like your parents continue to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that. It's always
cool to come back for Christmas or
And you're
whatever.
right. We do need more space for a baby. Like if we had a baby while we were living here, because we've been married now for 1.5 years. So technically, if we had gotten pregnant, like as soon as we got married, we would have had like almost, oh my gosh, like a 9-month-old.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. So I guess we could have had a kid. I never thought of that till just now. It's so stupid, but like I'm just not thinking of it, and that's insane. I think I did the math right on that. Anyways, but yeah, we decided to wait, and we've kind of just now we're to the point where we're so close to getting a house. We just need to like wait till we get a house,
or our own house,
or close. Yeah, like we said. We keep going back and forth because we're like, we could try and like, we could not get pregnant. Like, we don't really know. Or we could and like get pregnant like next month or something. Yeah. So that just kind of makes everything more difficult. But
roll the dice.
Yeah. So I guess we're just going to have to like give up the control when we finally decide, we're ready.
Yeah.
And just see what happens, I guess.
Did you, speaking of getting ready, did you have any issues growing up in a large, like, family with the bathroom? Because I came from a 1-bathroom, 2-bedroom, and there was either someone always getting ready.
Yeah, y'all have a tiny, tiny, tiny house.
It's not, like, super tiny,
well,
but I mean, for 6 people,
that's tiny.
It was tiny.
Yeah, that's tiny for 6 people.
There was either somebody in the bathroom. There was someone always getting ready in the bathroom. There was just somebody always in the bathroom at all times. So you either had to go outside and tough it out if it was cold, raining, or whatever, or you had to wait and run around the table and do the pee-pee dance for a while until someone got out of the bathroom.
I'm trying to think. We had two bathrooms, so I guess pretty much the ratio was the same. Like from your family to my family, because my family's double and we had 1 more bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely times that like the boys had to go outside, but yeah, my parents didn't make us girls go outside.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah, I guess there was times where like both bathrooms would be full, and you just have to like run back and forth. Like I did remember that. We'd like run back and forth, like bang on the door and be like, we need in there, like get out now.
Okay, that's fair.
And you like bang on the door, and then whoever would come out first, you'd run in there. But it wasn't too bad. I feel like 2 bathrooms was enough.
Dude, that was probably like my worst thing. It was always like weird hours too. Like I'd wake up at like in the middle of the night trying to go to the bathroom, and someone's in there or something.
Maybe
or like
they woke you up.
my dad just got home or something, and he's in there. I'm like, I gotta go. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really think. I don't know. 2 bathrooms seemed like enough. 3 probably would have been helpful, but
Yeah.
I think 2 was
Yeah.
just fine. What was your like? I already know, but you can tell the other people. More about like your living situation, like in your house, because you just said you lived in a 2-bed, 1 bath, and y'all have 6 people in your family.
So how it's well, 4 kids, 2 parents. So the parents had their bedroom, and then
did y'all all 4? Were y'all all 4 in the bedroom at the same time? Because y'all are all really far spaced out.
So how it worked is, so my 2 older siblings and I were in there for a long time until my younger brother was born. And then my older brother got married. He moved out first. I took his room.
They
and
have
then
like
my younger brother took my. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me rewind really quick. So how our bed was like set up. It was one big room with dividing curtains, and that's kind of how it was set up.
Yeah.
So think of the room split in 2. One side was curtain, and then that little space was split into another 2. And then one side was my older sister's. The other side was my brother's. There was a curtain running down the middle and a curtain running down the center of the room, essentially. And then I was on my brother's side at the foot of the bed, and that was where my bed was. So that's how it was set up. So
basically like a big cross. Like it was split into 4 quarters, and y'all each had a little curtain cubby type thing.
Yeah, we had our own little cubby room.
Okay, so there was only 3 of y'all in the room at a time. The 4 of y'all never like shared the room.
No, there was never 4 of us all
Honestly,
at once.
At first I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like that would be kind of crazy. But I didn't think about it. That's actually how we had a lot of people in my room.
Yeah.
Because my parents, when they built the house, actually we moved out to our house that my parents still live in today, my childhood home, when I was like 3, and it was a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, I guess the same thing. 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. And my brothers stayed in one room, and then my mom and dad shared the room with me and my little sister, and then my mom was pregnant. So it was pretty tight when we first moved in.
Yeah.
I don't remember when my family added on. I can't remember if they added on immediately or like, I don't remember, but eventually they ended up adding on a master bedroom for them, and then this really big girls' room, because I don't know, it might have been later when they knew they were going to have more girls, but they already had, I don't know, they only had 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, maybe it was, I feel like they built it to be the girls' room, but maybe they just built it for girls or boys, whatever they had more of. I don't know. But anyways, it was basically just this big, longer room so that multiple sets of bunk beds could fit in there. And a few years later, like when I was like probably like 10, maybe a little older, 12, me and all my sisters were sharing that room, and they had more kids at that point. We had 2 sets of bunk beds in there, and we had 2 sets of bunk beds and a crib. So actually there was 5 of us girls in there.
Shoot.
Yeah, we had 5 girls. The room was really big though, so we definitely had enough room. Like they built it to be a big room and be able to put bunk beds in there. So I don't know. Honestly, a lot of people that probably bother them, but like I feel like when you grow up in a big family, you're just used to it. And it really didn't bother me to like not have my own space. most of the time. Sometimes I'd be like, I want my own room. Like
Yeah.
I would like
Well, I
beg
mean,
my
that's-
parents.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
But like looking back, I can't remember really any of those times. Like I just remember the good times. Like just sharing a room with your siblings is so fun, and it's
Mhm.
sad like looking back because you like realize you're never gonna get like that time back with them.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was so fun. All me and my sisters, we would like stay up late after we were supposed to be like going to sleep, and we would do the dumbest things in our room. Just talk every night. We'd have conversations.
Yeah.
We'd all lay in our bunk beds and just like talk about stuff. And the little girls would be like asleep already, but whatever. They slept through it. We just talked
Man.
and like did dumb stuff. We'd like get up, we'd like dance around our room, we'd get out like the guitar and be like over in the corner of the room like practicing for America's Got Talent, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, really fond memories. I miss sharing a room with my sisters.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
I had there was a few times that we did stuff like that, but it was mostly like my older brother and my older sister that they did their things.
Mm-hmm.
Like every once in a while, like I used to, when I was little, have tea time. That was my thing
With your
with my
sister?
older sister. We used to have tea time, and we would get the I don't know where these came from, but we had communion crackers that like my mom had extra of from the church, and we had those once
What?
with our water tea. It was just water.
Those are always
Um,
fun times. The tea party memories.
I
Me and my
I
sisters used
guess
to
it
do
was
that
like
too.
once. It was like once or twice that we had tea
That's
time.
funny.
And then other than that,
She probably wanted a little sister, but
oh
she
no,
just,
she definitely did.
she got all little brothers.
She's got all little brothers. And then me and my older brother would just go out to the woods all the time. And well, he would go out to the woods. I would follow.
Yeah,
that
I
was
did.
just how that went.
It's so weird because now he doesn't seem that much older than you.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't guess that he's 8 years older than you. Y'all
Well-
don't seem that far apart.
The only reason is
But I guess that is pretty far apart
Yeah.
in age. Well, I guess
it just seems like that because when you're younger, you act younger, you look younger, and now
Yeah.
I pretty much look identical to my
because
brother.
me and my brother, actually, it's the same thing with me and my
Yeah.
brother. I didn't think about it. I think we're like eight years apart.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't feel that much older than me now, but when I was a kid, he felt so much older.
Yeah.
Like he was like a teenager and I was like a little girl.
Yeah.
And he used to bully me. He did. Literally, me and my sisters, we'd all gang up, and my 2 older brothers, they were like I said, quite a bit older, like I think 8 and 10 years older than
Mhm.
me. Holy crap. And they would gang up against us, and they would specifically pick on me. And I had to like be the ringleader of the girls.
That's probably why they're picking on you.
No, they just picked on me because they thought
you
it was
round
funny.
them all up and they went after them.
No, it was, which it's funny now because
I guarantee you, if I asked your older brother, he
they don't
would
remember.
Definitely tell me a different
I
story.
guarantee you they don't remember picking on me. They
Mhm.
probably would say they don't remember that. I distinctly remember that. Which I love my brothers and like we're like really close now. But
Mhm.
when I was little, they would pick on me. I feel like they would like baby my younger sisters, but then they'd pick on me. I don't know if it was because I was like,
Probably closer
just old
to
enough.
age, so that way you could get a little picked on.
which my mom said they used to like fight over me when she first had me. They would like fight over me as a
Mhm.
baby. So maybe I just kind of grew out of it, and then they kind of just started picking on me, and they like, favored my little sisters over me or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm super close to them now, but I can remember as a child they would pick on me. Like multiple stories. But when I was younger, my oldest brother, we were out in the barn, and I don't remember why he got mad at me. I don't know if I was like annoying him or something.
Probably.
But he grabbed one of my dad's like random bottles of, I don't even know what it was, some kind of foam. And he starts chasing me down. I was wearing my favorite shirt, and I used to have like waist length hair when I was little. Chased me down, took that random bottle of spray foam. I don't even know why he thought to do that, and sprayed me down with it. It got all in my hair, all over my favorite shirt. I remember being so upset because it was literally my favorite shirt. And my mom couldn't get it out and she had to cut my hair to get out the foam out of my hair.
Ugh.
And I was so mad at my brother. I was so mad because I hated cutting my hair. And it was my favorite shirt.
This is y'all's like most traumatic story. Y'all bring it up all the time.
What?
Like,
I don't.
y'all
Maybe
bring
he's
it
told
up
you
a
because I
lot.
don't think I've ever brought it up.
You bring it up a lot.
No, I don't. I can't even remember the last time I brought it up.
Oh, I think it was the last family gathering.
I don't know, but he used to bully me, and then like I remember one time we were out in like our barn where we stored stuff when we were moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what we were doing out there, but I can just remember my brothers like had their guitar in the barn. They're like storing it in the barn. And when I say barn, it's like enclosed, like basically just a storage room. And they got it out and like I had to be down there with them. And I just remember them sitting down and they started playing it like super loud. And I was like, can you please stop? I remember like, can you please stop? And they would not stop. They just kept going like playing and da 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 da. I'm telling you, they traumatized me.
I think you were just. They were probably playing it.
No, they were being annoying. I know on top of that, we had like our best friends that lived like next to us, like down the street, whatever. They had like a boy the exact same age as my brothers. He would pick on me too. We would take trips in the van and my mom used to braid my hair in pigtails. We would take trips in the van. He would sit behind me and pull my pigtails. Like yank them. And I like turn around and be so mad. I'd be like, stop pulling my hair. And I like turn back around and he like yank my pigtail again. Yeah. So I'm just telling you, my older brothers and their friends,
You know, I don't.
they
think,
used to bully me.
I don't remember ever getting bullied by my older brother.
Must be nice.
I don't think I ever got bullied. I was a brat to them, but I don't ever remember them being like.
I was
terrible
probably
to
a
me.
brat. But they were really mean.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I still feel so bad. To my older siblings, if y'all are listening, I'm so sorry. I don't know how they put up with me as a little child. Like, I would throw tantrums for like the dumbest reasons. And thinking back to it, I was like, there's no reason for me to be doing that.
Really?
Yeah, like there was once we went to the park and afterwards my mom was like, "Oh, let's go to the movies. Let's go, you know, do a little movie thing." And that was like huge for us because we never got to go to the movies or really did anything outside of like going to the park or doing sports.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I just didn't want to go, and I like cried about it for some like just the biggest crybaby ever.
And did y'all not go?
And we ended up not going. And my two older siblings hated my guts
Surprised
for
they
it.
didn't go hang you up in the woods with a wedgie.
I don't know. I don't know how they put up with me. I really don't.
Oh my gosh.
There's lots of situations
Well, I
that
guess
were like,
you were quite a bit younger than them, so that kind of makes sense. Like if you were like they'd be teens and you'd be like a little kid.
I guess,
So that
but I
makes
was
sense why you were
still,
whiny, but maybe not if you were like maliciously doing it on purpose.
I was a devious little child.
So you were doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
it was
surprised
for
you weren't
some-
like wanting
in
to go to the
spite.
movie.
I know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, why didn't I want to go?
I know that honestly surprises me.
I don't know.
That's funny.
There's a lot of stuff that I did that I regret now, but you know, what can I say? I grew out of it, but I was a bit of a punk as a child, a very little
That is
child.
so funny to think about. I would not have guessed that because all your siblings literally love you and like they kind of act like you're the favorite sibling. So I never would have guessed you used to be like the tormentor.
Well, see, I think that's why they like me now. Because I used to be so
because you're just
terrible as
nicer now.
little. I'm just nicer now, so they're like, you know what? He's not so bad. And they just don't
Yeah,
hate my
maybe
guts
that's true.
anymore.
Funny.
I feel so bad. So tell them what vehicle y'all drove around, because ours was a like Suburban that we kind of just crammed in.
An old tan.
Yeah, it was like an
Suburban.
old tan Suburban.
Did you have to cram though? Because how
well,
many of y'all?
not for okay. Hold on, we didn't have a tan one for. That's our new Suburban. Our
That's
old
your new Suburban?
Yeah, that's the new
That's
one.
the only one I've ever seen your
Yeah,
mom drive.
the old one was like an all white Chevy Suburban, and it was old. And
That's funny.
like the poor thing. We were on our way to Wednesday night church. Engine blew up on the just before we got to the interstate, like the exit for our church. Blew up. We got over, stopped off. We had to like spray water on it.
How many kids did y'all have in that?
3.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was only 3 of us at the
So
time.
did you not have your little brother yet?
No, not yet. And then that happened. Then we got the new Suburban, and then that's about the time when my little brother was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you only ever had like 5 of y'all in the car at a time?
Yeah.
Really?
Hardly. Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, like max.
Oh,
It was,
max.
like 5
yeah.
of y'all.
Max of us was like 5. I always had the back seat.
I think we had. I want to say we had like 10 of us in the car. We used to drive a 15-passenger white van.
Classic.
Yeah. 'Cause
Homeschoolers
we were a
love
big
those
homeschool family.
big white vans, dude.
I mean, I don't know what else we were supposed to drive because there was so many of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to drive that, and I feel like max we would have 10 of us in there because my older sister never lived at home with us. At least when I was a kid. She lived obviously with the older group. But I want to say before my older brother got married, I think there was like a really short time period, I think, right before he got married, that my mom had my youngest sister. So I think we had all 8 of us in the house at the same time.
That's
so
crazy.
10 of us with my parents. So,
That's like every seat, almost.
yeah, I think we used to have a 15-passenger, and then I think we sold it and got a 12-passenger.
Shh.
But yeah, because we would only have 2 extra seats in the 12-passenger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. When we were younger, it was funny because we used to fight over seats. My brothers would always sit in the back row. That was their seats. Car seats got to sit in the front row, so my mom could buckle them.
Yeah.
So we had like 2 car seats in the front row, like a booster seat in the middle row, and then the boys would get the back row.
That's fair.
And then, so, maybe I was a brat now that I'm thinking about it again, but me and the sister right under me, we were like, that's not fair. We want the back row. And like, we were like, because the back row had 4 seats and the other rows only had 3. So we were like, that's not fair. Why did they get more space back there? And so anyways, we started like this whole rebellion thing, and we started like complaining to my mom all the time. We'd be like, that's not fair. Like, we want to sit in the back. And so finally, my mom switched us and she put us in the back. And then we didn't want to be back there anymore. We sat back there for a little bit, and then we didn't like it anymore. We're like, we want to sit in the front seat.
Oh,
My brother started sitting in like the front seat, and yeah, then we were like, we want to sit in the front row. But that was always for like the kids with the car seats, which we always had like at least 2 kids in a car seat and a kid in a booster.
Yeah.
For a long time. But yeah, and it's funny now because my mom still drives a big van, and my siblings hate sitting in the back. Like, they will fight. Like, they want to sit in the front. And it's just funny because we literally used to fight with the boys to go sit in the back of the van because it was a bigger row.
I mean, I get it.
Okay, but you have to think, if you're in a full van like that,
Okay.
the extra seats, that was nice. They got to be in the back with like the extra seats, and then us 3 girls had to all sit on one row together.
Y'all.
I'm just saying. But yeah. Anyways.
No, I wasn't a brat at all. I was super nice.
That's like the one bratty thing I can think of that I did, was like saying I wanted to sit in the back row because they sat back there.
Oh,
and then once they actually switched, I was like, I don't want to sit back here anymore. Because then if you did sit in the back, then you had to wait for everyone else to get out in front of you.
Yeah,
because my mom had the rule. She wouldn't let us like jump in front. So whoever was in the back, you had to wait till like all the rows cleared out before you got out.
Front to back. Yeah.
But yeah. Was your family the type to run late to things or like be early?
Dude, all the time.
You run late?
The funny part is,
even with like 3 of y'all?
Yeah, the funny part is just most of the time, we were already in the car. It was my mom getting something last minute to get out the door, and 99% of the time, everyone was already in the vehicle running,
Really?
waiting for my mom to get in there.
That is so funny.
Now, once, like,
Did y'all help her with anything?
it was always obscure stuff that she always had to do. That
I
was
feel like
just
she still kind of does that. Like, just like
super
last minute
odd
things that she
things
remembers that she has to do.
that isn't necessarily super necessary, but
No,
you
I
could
get it. That's
do.
how I am too. Whenever we go to church, we're always late because like I'll be like about to go out the door and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta grab that, or like I gotta do this, and like I do the exact same thing. But I want to get better about it before we have kids because I don't want to be late all the time when we have kids. So I want to get better about starting to leave the house earlier. Normally I'm like right on time or like a minute or two late. I'm never like super late, but I'm never early. Well, not never, but rarely ever am I early. So that's one of my goals, is to get better at like leaving with more than enough time so that stuff could happen, like traffic or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm still like
Give yourself 10 minutes.
gonna be a little early.
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's about the leniency I try to normally work within.
Yeah.
Like my work, I get there probably a little bit too early.
Yeah, you're
but
better about that than me. I'm more of like a last minute girl. Like literally in high school, I would like get up 5-10 minutes. Maybe not, but I feel like there were some days I was late. Like I'd wake up late. 5 or 10 minutes, I could be out of the house and out
That's
at work.
ridiculous. No, thank
Well,
you.
I worked so close to my house that I literally just, and I worked like on a farm, so I didn't really have to get super ready. I'd like roll out of bed, get dressed, run out the door, drive 5 minutes down the road, and I was at work.
That'd be my downfall.
Yeah.
Being so close, getting super comfortable.
Yeah, I got really comfortable with that because it was so close, and we were getting up so early that I was like, I'll just sleep. I'll be fine. I'd be like rolling up like right on time or like 1 minute late, hoping my boss didn't notice. I'm like, sorry. But it was early. We were like getting out there at like sunrise to like
That's fair.
pick stuff.
and
So I don't think
mow
she
and
was
things
pretty
like
laid
that.
back. I don't
Yeah.
think she really cared. But
How was grocery shopping for you guys?
I never got to tell you if I was late or not.
Oh.
My family, you're skipping.
Oh, sorry.
My family, from what I can remember, I think my family was actually on time most of the time.
That makes,
Crazily enough.
oddly enough, it kind of makes sense to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
I would think we wouldn't be on time. But like low key, when we were little, my mom did a really good job. Like she'd get us all up. She'd have like dresses laid out for us. Like I'm thinking of like church. She'd have like our clothes laid out. We'd all get up. She'd like fix all of our hair and we'd eat breakfast. And I feel like we'd go. And I feel like we were, most of the time we were on time, or like, you know.
I could imagine. I honestly, your mom is the type of person to have that pretty much on lockdown, I would think, and also having everyone else help everyone else.
She's a
get
lot more laid
stuff.
back now.
Yeah.
Because like thinking of her now, I'm like, she doesn't seem like. Actually, she's still on time. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, she's on time to most stuff. But I feel like she definitely was more like. I guess she kind of had
On
to be
the
with
ball.
that many kids.
Yeah. With that many children, you kind of have to be like, okay, y'all do this, you do this, divvy
Yeah.
up the things.
We would do that. Like we would help other siblings get ready, or
Mhm.
like help pack the diaper bag or change the diaper or
Yeah.
get somebody breakfast.
Yeah.
Just kind of like all helping out. Anyways, did you ask about grocery shopping?
Yeah. How was grocery shopping? Because ours was, I think, tight at times, but most of the time it was pretty lenient.
Tight? What do you mean?
Like it was
Like tight budget?
in the sense of tight budget. Like we couldn't
Oh.
get anything extra, but most of the time we could ask for something like, oh, hey, could we add this to the cart while we were
I don't
in the
even
store?
remember. I don't really remember like actually like going grocery shopping with my mom, even though we probably did. I just remember unloading the car because that was a whole thing. We would buy so many groceries. Like I do remember when it was like height of like all my siblings living at home.
Mm-hmm.
Our grocery bill would be like $500
That ain't nothing
a
now.
week.
That ain't
Or something
nothing
crazy.
now.
That's insane. It was a lot. So we would like go. I remember my mom would like go shopping. I don't remember if we were with her. I think we were sometimes, but I can't remember. She probably went by herself sometimes.
Yeah.
I just remember they'd bring the car home. The whole van would be like filled, and it would everybody. When mom came home with the groceries, everybody knew to get outside and carry in stuff. So we'd all go outside, carry the bags in. And And then my mom had like the system where she like had us like mark all the canned goods with like a Sharpie. That was my favorite job. I did not want to carry them in and I did not want to put them away. I would always like be like, Mom, can I do the marking? So you like get out a Sharpie marker. What did I just say? A Sharpie marker.
Put the dates on it.
And put the date of like when we got it. And that was like my favorite job. That's literally the job that I wanted to do. I didn't want to do unloading or putting away.
That makes sense now. Make me load it and bring it in all the time.
I always put everything away.
You put it away. You don't want to bring it in.
Because I still help you bring it in.
Exactly.
I don't want to, but I still help you.
It just makes sense now.
No, the reason I do that is because I'm like, it'll be faster if I start putting stuff away while you're carrying stuff in.
I know.
You're just harassing
I'm just
me.
giving you a hard time.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I can remember about grocery shopping. We just had like a lot of groceries, and we had like a full freezer full of food, and then 2 like half freezer fridges full of food.
Yeah, we always just had way too much food at the house.
Yeah, we always had a lot of food too.
Ours was just like profound. Like we didn't need that much, but we always had it.
Well, it's still like that at your house.
Yeah,
I think your mom just like likes to bake and like make stuff, so she just buys lots of ingredients.
Yeah. She's always got it on.
My mom does not like to make stuff. I don't really know why she buys so much stuff. I guess just to be prepared. I think she said it's to be prepared in case something ever happens and the world goes crazy. She'll have enough food to feed all of us when we come back.
I guess it's
which is good because we're not very prepared, Mom. So we're coming back.
Like that.
We're coming back.
Good night.
But yeah. Did y'all ever go out to eat in your family, or like what was that like?
Very rarely. It was mostly like over to grandparents to eat, or Sunday potlucks was like the only.
So you
other
never like
time.
went out to restaurants?
I can only remember a handful of times that we ever did that.
Did you ever eat like fast food?
Not normally. No.
Nothing. You can't remember ever going out to eat?
No. Well, we like would swing by every once in a while, like if soccer practice ran long or something.
Where would you go?
It was always McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
McDonald's or Sonic.
Sonic?
Yeah, we'd go
Really?
to Sonic because it was just close.
Where was y'all's like? Did you have like a sit down restaurant that you guys would eat at?
No.
Not really.
Not really. It was always Mazio's. Actually, I take that back.
Then
It was
that's
always
your
Mazio's.
restaurant.
Yeah, it was always Mazio's if we were to go out,
Well, that
because
sounds
they always
good.
had the family
Wanna go
deals.
get some Mazio's.
I mean, maybe,
Some Mazio's.
if we can get that deal.
Low key, I'm hungry too, so that sounds really good. Yeah, my family going out to eat, we would always go to McDonald's as well, which makes sense because my mom had a lot of mouths to feed. Like going out to eat with like 8 people,
It's a lot.
it's expensive.
It's a lot of food.
Even if everybody only got like $2 something, like
Yeah.
that's
Adds up.
$20 already. And like, what can you literally get for $2? But
Ice
we would
cream
go to
cone?
McDonald's. We would go to McDonald's, and I literally remember our orders that we would get. My brothers were allowed to get 2 McChickens,
That's off the dollar
or
menu.
like 2 sandwiches. So like either a hamburger or a McChicken, but they would always both get 2 McChickens. Us girls would always get 1 McChicken, and then my mom would get like 2 large fries, and she'd give a little bit to everybody. That's like how we would eat out, and everyone got water. That was how we ate out every single time. That's the exact meal we would
Respect
eat.
to that.
Yeah. And sometimes I'd get mad. I'd think, Mom, I want 2 McChickens. Why can't I have 2? And she's like, because you're not big like the boys. Only the boys get to have 2 McChickens.
That's fair.
I was like, this is so not fair. But yeah, we'd always get like,
Well, could you be able to eat those 2 McChickens?
probably I was a growing girl. I was hungry.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. I definitely didn't need it, but I love those. I love McChickens. Me and my sisters, actually, this is like random, but whenever we'd get McChickens, we would take the buns off. And you know how like McDonald's does it with like mayonnaise and like lettuce?
Mayonnaise, lettuce. I think that's it, right?
This is how we would eat it. Yeah, we'd take the bun off, lick off all the lettuce and the mayonnaise. It's actually really good. I still would do that if I went and got one today. Eat that, lick it off, eat it, and then you just stick the dry bun back on the McChicken, and you eat it with like buffalo sauce.
Oh.
That's what we would do every single time.
Oh.
It was good.
I like mayonnaise. I don't like it that much.
No, it was good.
Oh.
Their mayonnaise was like extra good. I don't know.
What?
Oh, and with all my siblings, we would fight over the buffalo sauce because my brothers used to like eat it, and then like us girls started liking it, so we started wanting it. And then we'd go to McDonald's, and if they'd only give us like 3, my mom would just kind of like go down age order, like, okay, you're the oldest, you get one,
Oh my
you get one,
gosh.
you get one, and
The hierarchy.
we'd be fighting over them because we all wanted the buffalo sauce for our food.
Oh my gosh, you used to lick mayonnaise off the bun.
I thought you knew I did that. I've
No.
done that since we've been together.
What?
Yes, babe.
No.
I've gotten McChickens. That's how I eat a McChicken. Have you never seen me eat the
That's
McChicken
so
like that?
Nasty.
It's yummy.
That's
You
so
eat off the lettuce and the
nasty.
mayonnaise.
That's like me drinking straight ranch. That's gross.
No, because it mixes. It's like a salad. Mayonnaise and lettuce.
The amount of salad you get on that is not enough for
Just kidding.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Sorry to single you out, but I don't know about that.
Well, it wasn't just me. All my sisters did it too.
Your sisters
Um,
are nasty.
and then like we would go to like there's like this one Mexican restaurant that we would eat at. That's like the only sit down restaurant I ever remember eating at.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
One
it's
Mexican restaurant. And it was like
like $8 to
special occasions
$12
only.
a plate.
Yeah, I know. It was expensive. But special occasions only, we'd go. Everybody had to get water still. But
Yeah.
we'd eat like the chips and the queso, and then we get like a kid's meal. And if the kid's meal came with the soda, sometimes we could get that. But yeah, that's kind of how it was for my big old family.
Ours was just random.
Like me and you, we're like so spoiled. We go out to eat like once a week. Me and my family, it was like once every couple months.
It's a lot of mouths
Not
to
for
feed,
like
though.
fast food, but like we'd eat fast food quite a bit when we were like out and about doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sit down restaurants, it was only the Mexican restaurant like every couple months. But
Jeez.
speaking of food, I'm really hungry. So do you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Go eat some food.
We haven't had
Make some
dinner
food.
yet, and the sun is going down. So
Thank y'all for listening to us to blabber on for a little while. So.
yeah, this episode ended up being a little longer than I think we were expecting, but
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna keep continuing thinking about our future family.
Yeah.
I think I want to have 10 kids now. I think that's the new thing.
Knocking it down.
But we'll
Just
see.
Half that.
Somewhere between 6 and 10.
Half it. 5.
6 and 10.
5?
No, at least 6. I think I want to have at least 6. But, you know, we can talk about it.
We'll see.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.